Welcome to Whatever Your Hand Finds to Do. My name is Kyran Julius, and I interview people that no matter whatever struggles, challenges, or materialistic things that they face in life, they do what they love and love what they do. And hopefully, their story can help you to do the same. That being said, let's welcome our next guest. Yes, Barberina is here.
Yay.
So,
I'm sweating and you haven't even started yet. Oh my gosh. Okay.
we're good, man, we're good. Who are you?
I am the Barberina, aka Toya. But everyone calls me Toya. Yeah.
Where do you live? Where do you come from?
So originally I am from Jamaica. I was born there. I grew up there for the first 13 years of my life, and then I moved to the UK in the early 2000s.
So what is Barberina? Is that like a nickname or?
So upon starting barbering, or let's just say on my way to becoming a barber, I didn't want to just be a barber because for me it was kind of masculine just being called a barber, even though that's what it is, that's what the name is, but I wanted to put a little spin on it and be a princess and be Barberina. So I said, listen guys, I'm not just a barber, I'm Barberina. Barbering wasn't supposed to be my career, but it sort of just fell on me, and then I fell in love with it. Originally I was supposed to be a pediatrician. I know, very far off, completely different lanes. I love kids and I wanted to be as close to them as possible, looking after them, and I thought being a pediatrician, making sure they're good and all that, but then that didn't really quite manifest. I studied and everything to be a pediatrician, but barbering was... So while studying, I was a receptionist in a barbershop, but the barbershop wasn't just a barbershop. It was like the father of my kids, his family's barbershop. So I helped out in there a lot, and I watched the barbers, and they were really good. Very, very good at cutting hair. There were like 8 of them, and they were all like top notch. They remind me of the shop I'm in now, where everyone had to be on a level sort of thing. And the work that I saw daily, I was very, very impressed, and I thought, ooh, this is nice. Maybe I could like practice when they leave the shop, and I started watching how they do it, and I had my favorite barber in the shop. There's always that one standout barber that is exceptional. Not saying everybody else weren't really good. Everybody else was very, very high standard too, but I had my favorite, and I thought, ooh, if I could do it like he does. And he also did men and women's hair. So I was like, wow, and I also used to cut my hair. I cut my hair first time when I was about 16. So I've been cutting my hair for a really long time. I know my hair's not short now, but I'm on a little long hair break. So literally when they left the shop, I'm like a multitasker, so I used to clean the shop, I was a receptionist. I did a lot because I wanted to just throw myself into everything. I just wanted to be busy. I like being busy. So I started like touching their tools in secret. Oh my God. When they left the shop, I'll be like, can I clean your station tonight? And they'd be like, yeah. And then when they go off, my friends will come into the barbershop, and then I'll do like the little baby hairs, like all the light skins. You remember the light skin guys who had the little fringe over there? Like, yeah, so
The guys as well. Wow.
Yeah, guys. So I used to do the little, fringe, little baby out, and they used to be like, oh my God, you're quite good at this. So I was really good at shaping up hair before I could actually cut hair.
Wait, the guys would rock the baby.
They would do
like what the girls do with the slick.
Not like that, but they would do like so now they call it they would say the faded hairline sort of thing, and they would have like the little fringe going around. Okay. Yes, but this was more like The black guys, unless you had like really coolie hair basically, or you're kind of light skinned, then you'd have that kind of hair to do it. So there was a hairdresser in the shop and she had a son. He was like my main guinea pig. He used to just come in and he had the perfect baby hair and the nice outer, you know, so I'll be like, come. Let me just see if I can do it. Gosh, it would take me like an hour just to do a shape up. Listen, an hour just to do a shape up. And I would make it so crisp and pristine that he would literally come back all the time. And then he would invite other people, you know, and then I would have my cousins, they'll be like, can you shave my beard or shave it off? I didn't mind doing that. They didn't trust me to do their hair just yet because they had their barber in the shop. So I just did the shaping off the beard, the moustache, or I'll just completely remove it, which got me used to handling a clipper and like the directions which I should, you know, and just getting comfortable with it. So from there, yeah, it carried on. Don't tell them this, gosh. And I worked my way around everybody's station until I found my favorite station with the favorite tools, the nice shiny scissors and all that. So I did that. And then I would do my brother. I moved on to my little brother. For ages, he would tell me, you're not barber, you're not touching my hair. Absolutely not. But then once he saw that I could do like the outline, you know, really crisp, he was like, okay, cool, sis, you can shape me up. Only my shape up though, no haircut. So they trusted me with only shape ups. So I did shape ups continuously for a long period. And then I moved on and I did a little bit of actual hairdressing. So I did a little bit of hairdressing and I thought, nah, I don't get the same feeling as I do when I do the men's hair. So I just shoved that to the side. Even though I was like, you know, you got that one person in the family that does everyone's hair. That was me. So I did everyone's hair. I relaxed the hair. I couldn't cane row. They asked me what kind of black person I am that I couldn't cane row. I couldn't do cornrows. I was terrible. I still am. I don't cane row and I have 2 daughters. I just give them single plaits and buns.
Interesting. You've got very small fingers.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know why I can't do that. Do you know when I was younger, you know, well, I don't know if they do it in any other country, but when I was little, we used to like plait grass roots, you know, just like a doll, like doll's hair, we just go around plaiting grass roots. And that's how I learned how to plait hair, plaiting on my dolls and grass roots. So I used to try and do cane rows. I never can do cane rows. It's just so weird. Everyone always asks me, what kind of black person are you? Like or what kind of Jamaican person are you? And you can't cane row. Like, what's this? But it was never my passion, cane rows. And I don't even like cane rows. I don't think I've had cane rows once. Maybe like twice or something. But for me, cane rows are just not really my thing. So I never learned how to do them. I've never had them. And yeah, so I just stuck to the barbering.
Who was the barber you said that you looked up to? Let me ask who it was.
No, his name is Chris. He's got his own shop now. So he did a course in women's hair so he could perfect his skills at that, and I was his model.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, which was really cool because it was like sort of a 1930s, 1920s theme. So it was like finger waves and, you know, the fur and the diamonds and the pearls, you know, you had to sort of dress up and do like a little fashion show and, you know, it was very cool. But yeah, he was my go-to barber. So he did my eyebrows, he did my hair, he did all the women's hair, to be honest. All the women loved him because he knew what he was doing, you know what I mean? And he was a perfectionist, which is what I loved. He was a perfectionist and I'm sort of a perfectionist. My kids will tell me I gotta be an OCD, sort of. They'll be like, oh my God, this lady and her OCD is kicking in, guys. But they do wind me up. But I'd say, so he has his own shop now. He's had his own shop for over 10 years, to be honest. Mind you, all those barbers, they all have their own shops now. Like 10 years and more, growing. So they're still doing it and they're quite successful.
Is that something you would see yourself doing or would like to do?
So, do you know what? I cannot say yes and I cannot say no. I used to be very firm on having my own shop. But I think after lockdown, I'm not so strong and firm on it, but who knows? If it happens, it happens. And also, I think for me, because I'm a mum first, that's my priority first. I don't really want to put all my effort into a business and then my kids are just, there, And also, if I had my own barbershop, I don't think I would want to work with anyone. Yeah, it would be my own thing. So it's just my own energy and open shop, close shop, go home. And I don't really want to basically be in and out, because where I am now, where I work for somebody else, I have the flexibility of running off if I want to. There are 5 or 6 other barbers in the shop. I don't really need to be there all the time. And if my kids need me, I can take time off and go off. Whereas if I have my own shop, it's gonna be closed all the time. Because I'll be off doing mum stuff. So yeah, barbering, I love it so much. It's like, I didn't know I would grow to love it so much, but I do really love it.
Why barbering?
As I said, like barbering, I've always been interested in hair. So I thought I would probably be a hairdresser, but I didn't really like that, I felt women are quite fussy and very particular. And also, I'm quite upfront. And I like to just be as blunt as possible. And I think with men, I can be as blunt as possible. Whereas with women, I think they would be like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? Or they would take me the wrong way. They would think too much about what I'm saying. So I think me being in a male environment, I prefer that, because I can just be authentically me. Whereas me being in a salon with 5 other women, oh my God, I'll have a headache every day. Goodness me. I would. The conversations, I would not be interested in the conversations. I know that for a fact, because I'm not even disrespecting women because I'm a woman, but yeah, I don't like the content that women talk about. I don't care about hair and makeup and men and all that stuff. You know what I mean? There are more in the world. And guys, they talk about everything. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And they are themselves, authentically them. There's no, oh, I don't like that guy, because they don't have time for that nonsense. And I don't have time for that nonsense. I'm a woman, duh. But I think that I sort of, don't know, I have a lot of like, I think I have a male brain. just a little, just a little bit. So I think me being around guys, yeah, I thrive better than being around a bunch of girls or a room full of women, basically, because I can just get on and do what I need to do without thinking too much. Or do you understand what I'm saying? Also, like I said earlier, I wasn't supposed to do barbering, but I kind of just fell in love with it and I didn't want to part ways with it. I just carried on and shoved the doctor stuff to the back. And also, I don't really have to answer to anybody. I answer to myself, and it's up to me how much I earn, if I earn, when I earn, the days I work. There's no one telling me that I have to compromise like family time with my kids, because as I said, I'm a mom first and I'm a mom of 3 and they need me. That's my first priority. So barbering is quite flexible and it helps me to sort of have time for myself, my house and my kids. So, and I love it. Sometimes I look at, some haircuts, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. Because some people be looking crazy before a haircut. And then afterwards, I'm like, ooh, yes, that's what you're supposed to look like. So I love the before and after. So for me, the crazier you look when you come in, the better for me, because I love the challenge of making you look your absolute best, So sometimes people be looking like, let's say Medusa and something mixed together. Hair everywhere, locks, eyebrows, hair, neck hair, back hair, everything connected, and I have to bring them back to life. And I look at them, I'm like, gosh, I'm gonna enjoy this. That's what I think when I see a very, very hairy person. I'm gonna enjoy doing this. So even when I go out, I look at people's, I look at people's hair all the time, and I'm like, ooh, I would love to cut your hair, or that haircut could have been better, or I didn't know I'd fall in love with it and have such a passion for it, but I actually really love barbering.
Do you ever go up to like people you don't know and say to them, like, offer to cut their hair?
No.
Or just speak it in your head. In your head.
In my head, yeah. Cause I'm a girl, I find it a bit weird to just go up to random men and be like, yeah, you know, some people, they might take it different. They might think I'm trying to chat them up, or I like them, or I'm trying to give them other things, you know? Yeah. There have been occasions though when I first started and I was hungry, and I wanted to prove my, you know, my hands were like good hands. I used to literally be like, yeah, who cuts your hair? I used to be brave like that. Now I'm like a bit more reserved with that. But who cuts your hair? I don't think they did a good job. I can do a better job than that, you know? And they'll be like, oh, be like, what? So you're a barber? And I'm like, yeah. And then they'll look at me like to the top. I'm like, yeah. And then I have to get my phone out, show them my page, you know, and they'll be like, oh snap, you're actually all right. All right. You're actually good. Oh wow, she's sick. Let me follow you. There have been many people like that, but they've never come. They've never actually shown their face. I think they're nervous. And also with men, once they find somewhere that they're comfortable with and they get a really good haircut, they don't want to jeopardize that or go anywhere else. So they sort of stick to what they know. They're very loyal. Once they find a guy or a girl that can cut their hair really well and they've been doing it really well, they don't care how good you are. They're not coming to you. They'll just continue going to that person. Only if that person dies, go to jail or get deported. Yeah.
I'll put testament to that. Not just on the loyalty, but also the transformation. I think I remember lockdown, my hair had grown out. I looked like a ragamuffin. I looked like a gel.
I think everyone did after lockdown, no? Or during lockdown.
And I came back to Toya. Transformation was crazy. Absolutely. I don't even remember that. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
And the loyalty thing as well.
Yeah.
Toya, as you guys know, Toya used to cut my hair before I went bald.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you just knew exactly what I needed and it just worked. And with the loyalty thing, I think I was in America at one point and I needed a haircut.
Oh gosh.
I think I ended up calling Toya, what's that?
Top.
I said to Toya, hey look, I need a haircut, but I'm not trying to go against you. Don't wait when I come back and you think, who cut your hair? I just need one right now, so can I go to?
That is so funny.
And he was like, no, it's alright. He started laughing. He was like, it's alright, go get your shape up, do what you need to do.
I think there have been a few phone calls like that from people. They're like, Toya, I'm so sorry, but I'm here and I don't want to, but I'm just gonna get a little shave up on my beard. They won't touch my hair too much. They will just stay on the outskirts. I just need to look nice for my holiday. But there have been people, they're like, no, I'm wearing a hat. I'll put a hat on. Yeah, I'll put a hat on. Nobody's touching my hair. And I get that. To be honest, if I was my barber, I wouldn't go anywhere else either.
I hear it. You're extremely good at what you do.
I wouldn't go anywhere else either.
So I would travel.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love that. That's what I appreciate. You know, when people tell me where they come from, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Wow. I really do appreciate that you make the effort and you think that highly of me to make the journey to come and, you know, see me to do what I do, which is amazing.
Do you think there's any advantages or disadvantages of being a female barber in a male-dominated shop?
Disadvantages are guys will just dismiss you because you're a girl and they will just think you cannot do what he can do. They just think because you're a girl you don't know what you're doing, and it's not your field until you prove them wrong, or until they sit down in their barber's chair, watch you cut hair and be like, you're actually dope. You know, I've had that where they sit in their barber's chair, they watch me do what I do, and afterwards they'll be like, do you know what? underestimate you. You're actually quite good. You're really good. If they're not around, then I'll come to you, you know? And I'm just like, okay, cool. Advantages are, I'd say because I'm a girl, they appreciate what I do more. You understand what I'm saying? Because I think, I would say I sort of pay more attention to detail. And obviously, from a male perspective, it's a very nice haircut and pay me and go. Whereas I think, this is for me personally, as a woman, I think you look at a man and you think, what would you want him to look like, sort of thing? What would suit his face? What would suit his, you know? I go more of that than just a generic haircut. So sometimes people would ask me for something and I'd be like, I don't think that would look nice. I think if you did it this way, or have it a little bit lower, or have it higher, or shape it a little bit different, because I'm looking from a female's point of view, you know? Whereas a man's not gonna look at a guy in detail like that. They'll just be like, yeah. And really good haircut and go. Whereas a woman, they will look at everything, you know, and see something different. So they will bring something else to the table in the haircut, you know, more detail, you know, or what suits the client more so than just, you know, your haircut.
You got your phone on you? Is that your phone now? I'd like you to go on Google and type in ECC 9:10.
Whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might. For in the realm of the dead, where you are going, there is neither working, nor planning, nor knowledge, nor wisdom. In respect to that, I think if you are going through your day-to-day life and you aren't doing something that you love, goodness me, that calls for depression. Or you're just going to have a hard time in committing daily, for me. Or there will be a point where you just think that it's meaningless what you're doing, or pointless. You will come to that decision. So I think everybody should do something that they have a passion for. It's easier said than done, because from birth we are sort of trapped in a cycle of consumption of everything, you know. In society, it's like a pressure cooker. People, I'd say, they do things for validation, for certificates, for medals, for people to see and say, oh my God, well done. It's not for you personally. With the children, from that, and then it's primary school, then high school, then college, then uni, but it's like a structure that you have to follow. And it's not necessarily for everybody, you know. And I think if you don't follow that structure, then you're put in a box where now it's dyslexia, ADHD, this, that, blah, blah, blah. There are many different, do you understand what I'm saying to you? So people don't really have time to think about what they're really good at. They may know they're good at many things, or they're good at something, but nobody really has a chance to really nurture and develop what they're really good at, unless your parents have money and but then again, no, because they do have money, but they tell you have to do tennis, for example, or you have to do piano lessons, or you have to do blah, 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 blah. It's only a few kids that really get to do their passion and take it into adulthood, you know. Everybody else, if you're not financially able and stable, you sort of just have to live the generic, what I described before, the nursery, the school, the reception, blah, 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 blah. And you never, ever get a chance to think what you truly desire in life, what you really want to take from it, what you really are good at, there are so many things to take away from what you want. So not many people really sit down, and it's very rare that and even if you have something that you're great at, society will not allow you to sort of do it. You understand? There's not many chances you get to really do what you really want, you know, because sometimes it's not financially stable. Sometimes you don't have the facility you need to do that, so you just end up just doing a generic 9 to 5 that pays the bills. And there are a lot of people that struggle with that and life, but they're stuck in, you know, that cycle. And there are many people who believe that is how it's supposed to be. School, uni, the job, the this, the that, and if you don't have those accolades, you're trash. You know, many people will look at my small job and think that's nothing. You understand what I'm saying to you? What are you contributing? What are you doing? What is barbering? Is it even a job? Even the customers, sometimes I feel as though they don't even think that it's a job. Do you know what I mean? I used to feel that way, and I thought that my family would be like, girl, what you doing? That is not your, you know, calling. I think they felt that way, but then once they see how I do it and how much I love it, and they see my execution, they're just like, cool. And especially coming from like a Caribbean background, me doing barbering, where everybody else is something else, not barbering. Like all my siblings, for example, if I grew up in Jamaica, goodness me, my dad, he has such high expectations. I probably would have to be the bloody prime minister or something. Or some top doctor. All my siblings, they're all very, you know, they have very good jobs, you know. They're all that, police, doctor, lecturer, you know. So I'm the sibling that is just the barber. But I wouldn't have it any other way because I love what I do. And I'm sure they love what they do too. And I'm at a point now in life where who is to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do? I think once you have passion, like I do, I have passion for what I do. Anyway, why would you not want to do that? Why would you want to wake up every day sad, dragging yourself somewhere or going to do something that you don't really want to do? You know? There are many, let's say, diasporas of people that I've never met or I've not known anything about either. And doing barbering, you get to meet everyone from all corners of the world, in all jobs, you know? So the conversations I have, the people I meet, I'd say better than half the people who are sat in an office or, you know, doing something that they hate. So don't think I would want to do anything else right now.
So is barbering your only job?
Yes. I would not have time to do anything else.
I hear that.
Not with 3 kids. To be honest, they are older and they're independent, but I still need to be a mum first, you know? So that is my priority first. Yes. And I want to be there for everything they do. You know, at school, my son has football. He literally plays football every day. You know, like Friday gone, he had a futsal tournament and I was so upset that I didn't make it, but I was at work, you know? But in things like that, it's good to be flexible. That way you can be with your kids and your family and have time to do, you know, to just be you. Goodness me. Who wants to be in a straight jacket 7 days a week? Oh. Trauma.
So if finance was or was not an issue, would you still do what you are doing now, and why?
I think, yeah, even if I was well off, I would still do barbering, because many times I've actually envisioned myself not doing it, and goodness, I don't know how I'd cope. Gosh, that'll be a lot. My hand's not doing what I love. It's crazy. What else would I do? I'd have to do it at least twice a week. Come on, at least. You know, at least. But then the other days will permit me to just be me and to spend time with my kids and just do what I want in my life, really. But I think I would still do it, yeah. If I was well off and if I had a choice not to, I still would do it. At least twice a week. Or need 2 days. just to, goodness me, God gave you talents. So why would you just leave them dormant? To be honest, I'm good at a lot of things, but I didn't think that this would outshine the rest of, what I'm good at. But I guess God has his plan. This was the path he wanted me to take for whatever reason, and also, as I said earlier, I wanted to be a pediatrician. I think now the way how I feel about obviously medicine, the way they portray things, the way they treat staff, I wouldn't want to work in, somewhere like that. I want to be as honest as possible with people, and I want to help people. So anything I do, I want to help people. But I want to just do nothing where people are not getting helped and it's the same, And then with this job, people come in, they sit down, there are certain conversations I have with people, and I'm sure they feel better once they leave the chair because they've had a decompression and they look better, So I enjoy that. I really do. Some people, they ask me, why do you always have so much energy? Or how comes you're always smiling? Or how comes you're always ta-da? I don't know. It's just me. And I think obviously you're touching someone's hair, like your energy and the way you are. And I'm not saying that I consistently speak whilst I cut your hair. There are days when my client may not want to speak, or I may not want to speak, but we still have good vibes, and they still leave looking fabulous, darling.
What or who is your why?
So I'm a weird one. I don't really have that. I'd say my number one guy, or my number one is God, and my children. They are my purpose. God first, and then my kids. Literally, my life revolves around my kids. If it doesn't fit, then it's not happening, And obviously, without God, gosh, I wouldn't be where I am now. I won't be the person I am. I am where I am, and I am who I am for a reason. Don't know why just yet. Maybe everything will be, brought forefront at a certain point in time. But for now, I'd say God. And I don't really look up to, how people have role models, and I don't really have a role model. I admire people for the work they do and how they are as a person. But for me, I don't really look up to people. God, I just pray to God forever. There is no one that I can say, oh my God, that person inspires me to do great or do better. If anything, it's probably my mum, because she's an awesome lady. You understand? But I don't really have people that I look up to or admire. I just do what suits me and what fits my purpose. Is that allowed?
It's allowed, see? So if I was to ask you who or what inspires you, would it be the same as the answer before? Would it be God, or would it be something else?
Yeah, it would be God. There's no one that inspires me to, which is weird because everyone has a person that inspires them or they look up to. For me, humans are flawed. I can't be looking up to people that are just crazy. You know what I mean? So I don't really look up to anyone and be like, oh my God, I want to be like that person, or I want to, I appreciate people. I appreciate what they do, but I wouldn't say I look up to people. Yeah, I'm a bit different. I sort of ride my own wave. I don't really care who gets it, who doesn't like it, I don't really care, because everyone has their path. And not everybody will like what you do, or not everyone's going down, so I'm not really bothered. I'm very stubborn in that aspect. I don't really, I don't know if that's allowed. Are people gonna say what's wrong with her? How can nobody inspire you? But have you seen people? Have you seen the human beings on this planet? Have you seen the people that are supposed to be an inspiration? They're letting you down. So I can't be looking up to these people. I do not. God first, mate. If anything, your parents, that's it. But not a stranger, or not someone off the TV, or not, you know, because they may be somebody else to your face, but behind the scenes, you don't know who they are or what they are. Do you understand? Like, for example, my daughter, I asked her who her inspiration was, and it's my mum. You know, they look up to me, they look up to my mum. It's not a person on the TV or a pop star or whatever. They're not really into stuff like that, and I think it's because I'm the way I am, so it rubbed off on them a little. So they're like mini-me's. Sometimes I'm just like, oh gosh, what have I created? But I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. I love the way they are because they stand out, and they see that they stand out when they're around other people, and you know, I like that.
What would you want people to remember you for when you die?
When I leave this place, I just want people to remember me for being kind, strong, influential. Because I always say, like I said, I aim to make a difference in people's lives, basically. You know, generally just being a kind person and thoughtful and helpful.
What is one thing that you like about yourself?
I am me and I don't care. I don't really care what people think at all. At all. You know how people really care what people think and really care what... I don't actually care. I just do what I want. Like I said before, everyone has their own paths. I don't care who's impressed, who's not impressed. You can't please everyone. Somebody will find fault, you know? I think I like my energy. I like that. People can pick up on my energy and they pick up that I have good energy, I think.
No, you have dope energy.
Yeah.
You do. You can't help but feel good or smile around you. It's good.
Yeah. And that's what I want. I love making people feel comfortable. You know, if you don't feel comfortable, I'm very good at picking up on people's like energies also. So I can always, sometimes I think God gives me gifts and I need to tap in more. But sometimes I can sort of read you without you even speaking. I can tell you what's going on and be like, how did you know that? I'm just like, I don't know. My intuition just told me to say that or asked you that. You know? I don't know. It happens a lot. But it helps with my job too. It helps at work. It helps to sort of put people at ease. So people, I give off like firm, but people also know that they can be like completely free with me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But I do give off like stiff sometimes where, you know, you can tell, oh gosh, you're not in the mood today. But then I'm still warm. Do you know what I mean? I will still accommodate you. I will still accommodate your feelings. I will still be, because at the end of the day, I don't want to make you feel crap or make my energy rub off on you. So do you understand what I'm saying to you? I try to still put my best self and give you my best me, even though I don't want to, but I will. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
What's one thing that you would improve about yourself?
Sometimes maybe listen more.
Okay.
I'm not good at like taking criticism sometimes. I will listen, but I won't listen. I'll listen, but I won't listen. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I think I'm like a big baby. I'll probably cry if you tell me something crazy. Sometimes obviously you need to tune in and listen to what somebody says if you want to obviously improve, you know, because there's always room for growth. So yeah, probably that. 15
years ago, Toya is sitting right in front of you right now. Advice to her.
I'm quite harsh on myself. Like, I like things to be perfect. And if things are not in order, then I'm having a bad day. So sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, just relax a bit, or just not be so hard on yourself and so judgmental. Don't be so hard on yourself and just be easy.
A message to your future self 15 years from now.
Oh my goodness. Don't forget the journey you went through to get here and be appreciative. That's what I never want to lose, my appreciation for everything. Don't be disappointed if you're not where you think you should be, because like I said, I'm very harsh on myself, and just know that it's God's plan, not my plan, because sometimes I forget. Give thanks. That's it. Just give thanks that the journey has been what it has been, and it's made me who I am. And just don't forget where you came from.
Final message to the world.
Don't take things for granted. Wherever you are in your life, there could be worse. Obviously, we forget that we do nothing by ourselves, so we shan't rely on our own strengths. Be gracious with people and don't lose hope. And be your best self. Always.
Thank you so much, Toya. Appreciate you. Before we close, hit us with a fun pose.
Gosh. That was a Barberina pose.
Another Barberina pose.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Hey, thank you for watching this episode. Just a friendly reminder that myself and my team at WYHFTD are a Christian-led family. The guests that feature on this podcast may hold beliefs and life choices that don't always reflect our own. Please be kind, mindful and cautious when watching and leaving comments. To find out more about Toya and also how you can support us, please look at the description below in the podcast. You know what to do. It's in there somewhere. It's in there. I'll put it in there. Oh, if you like this episode, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified when we upload new episodes, and comment below who you would like to see me interview next. See you at the next episode. Peace and blessings.